and enough music. Hello, everybody. It is me, Toasty McCornbread, the least lucky rabbit VTuber around. I'm joined today by Fu Hibiki.
How you feeling, everybody?
And, is gonna be a nerdy one today, boys.
Oh yeah.
Um, so, we're not just learning about what has been the past couple of years hyperfixation for me, that is Warhammer 40,000. We're learning about a custom homebrew chapter with its own custom lore and rules for tabletop. You can play them as a faction. And from the one couple rules you've told me so far, these are some very funny rules.
They are, because this is a very funny chapter. Very funny Legion, actually. Because, for those who don't know, there are 20 legions of Space Marines in 40k, except no, there aren't. There are 18. 2 Primarchs are missing.
And this legion follows the one of the missing legions, correct?
Yeah, it's the second Primarch.
I see.
Which actually fits very well, because I think the only missing Primarch we have literally anything on is probably the 11th, who is
right.
probably somewhere in the deepest, darkest vaults of the Imperial Palace, with millennia of rage built up, and is going to kill everybody once he gets out.
I see. Also, yes, this is more or less the first episode of the podcast, Fired. Also, hello, Firehead, Doom, and Rida. Merry Christmas Eve to y'all, and I hope you guys also have a Merry Christmas tomorrow when the day itself arrives.
Yeah. So you're just coming early. So, do you want me to just get into, like, the meat and potatoes of all this?
Sure. Also, I'm going to have just background footage. This is not of the proper chapter or the Legion we will be discussing. This is just background footage of the Dawn of War campaign, which I know I need to finish it. I'll get to it. I'll get to finishing all the games I need to finish, but I'll get to it. But
yeah, and I'm going to present Toast with images when they become relevant.
Yes.
So, what are the Space Maids, you might ask? Well, they are the brainchild of an artist known as Chumi-chan on Twitter and Blue Sky, who is a really cool Warhammer artist. In fact, I have an example of some of his work right here. His non-Space Maid related work.
And for the record, are you are sending that to me in DMs, or you are going to be posting that in the VC chat? All right, cool. Because I have to do a bit of chicanery to get everything to display.
Would DMs be easier for you?
Wherever is easiest for you.
Okay. But yeah, the brainchild of the Space Maids are basically the idea of, well, Warhammer is a grimdark universe, and everything's depressing and awful, and there's no hope in sight. And Chimichan had the idea of going in the complete opposite direction, making things a bit more wholesome, pastel colors, frills, and just overall fun. And I think this is where it being a fan-made chapter kind of helps it in a way. Because I think you could only do stuff like this if it were fan-made.
Yes, here is some art from them, by the way.
Yeah.
Of a Chaos Space Marine. Also, yeah, hello, Cat. Merry Christmas Eve.
Yes, Merry Christmas. Yeah, they're a really good artist, but what was I thinking? So yeah, I think the best way to interpret the Space Maids are similar to how people would interpret Blood Bowl. It's just fun. It's just fun being had. It doesn't have to do with the main story. It's just a fun thing to do. So getting into the Space Maids proper, I do have a bit of a passage here, Toast, for you to read.
All
Um,
right.
basically get an idea of what the chapter is. It is a big one.
All right. Let me get my reading ready. All right. Let me get a drink. I'll get my throat's been messing with me past a little bit.
No problem. Also, while you're doing that, I will link to Chimichan's Blue Sky in the chat.
Understandable. Undeniable is our devotion to the nourishment of the hungry and the solace of the suffering. Among the Adeptus Astartes, it is we who bring warmth where there is cold, who carry kindness upon armored shoulders, who stand vigilant, not with wrath alone, but with mercy sharpened into might. Ours is a duty not forged in fire alone, but the quiet resolve of care. Where others see only conquest, we see the wounded to tend, the broken to hold, the forgotten to feed. Our march is not only for glory, but for comfort carried on ceramite boots. We are the calm after the storm, the soft voice behind the visor, the hand that offers bread with the same strength it uses to crush the wicked. We are the children of Nikona, whose purr is peace and whose claws are justice. To her we owe the soul of our service. With every bow we offer to the downtrodden, with every sip poured in silence, we echo her legacy. For 10,000 years we have swept the battlefields clean of despair, served tea upon the ashes of war, and bowed only to the call of duty. Our discipline is ritual, our devotion sacred, our honor unmarred. Born to battle, honored to serve. It's really good. It's really good. I like that. Also, wow, that is a lot. These guys seem pretty, oh. It was muted. Let me, on that note, go and scoop Foo's model up so that way I can see the mute symbol. There we go. So, for anyone who doesn't know, that is pretty out of the ordinary for Space Marines. Most Space Marines tend to be, well, super murder, hyper violence. Space Marines, on average, were designed to be vaguely human-shaped weapons of war. They're less people and more emotionally stunted children that are now 8 foot tall, encased in some of the strongest power armor in the setting, and given full auto rocket launchers. There's only, 2 that are notably kind to people, and one of them has that as a side effect of the fact that they're vampires, and they will occasionally crack people open like juice boxes. And the other are the salamanders, who there's no secret about it. They're just actually good people. So having a entire chapter that is devoted to just serving people is pretty neat and kind of uncommon in this setting. By kind of uncommon, I mean horrifically uncommon. I was not expecting... But you don't gotta apologize. These things happen. I'd have to. It's fine, Boo. Take your time. Trust me, I had to kick open the door during that because Daffodil was yelling at the door. Also, I just have Space Marine It's yelling in my ear. I'm gonna mute that because I'm tired of hearing it. I really, you're good. Don't worry. No, they definitely are very outside the norm. You good, Daisy? Daisy. Daisy will occasionally just yell at things outside the window. She does that. Hello, Firehead. Ah, okay, Firehead was just poking his head in to do that real quick. Alright. Let me pull up my Microsoft Edge view. Hooray. There it is. We can make that concession for Fanon. It's fine. Why is this? Here are the Primarchs, by the way. Apologies, I realize I should probably throw up a picture of them real quick. That's my bad. Huh? What do you mean it's not picking up food? Oh, wow, it isn't picking up food at all. What? Why is it not picking up food at all? Why did Discord stop working? No, no, thank you for saying something. Yeah, so what's weird is that my mic still works. Hello, technical difficulties. Hooray! Professionalism is my... Okay, so... Discord, as a application, is not giving audio for me right now.
4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Oh, hey, I figured out what happened.
Oh.
Why is... That is...
Shit.
What?
Alright, I'll leave and
Why
not
does
bother you
that...
guys anymore.
Okay. Real quick, if it was okay if Fired stays.
Yeah, sure.
Alright. Fired, do you actually want to stay?
I mean, a little. Just like from all the times you guys talked about this,
Alright, wicked. Stay on.
I was involved in said conversation.
And stay on. Also,
Uh,
real quick aside, I figured out what the problem is, and now I'm more confused because Windows is programmed by programming of Windows is held together by by popsicle sticks and twine.
I see. Wait, what do you mean Windows is
Right.
what?
So I turned down OBS in my volume mixer so that way I wouldn't hear the gameplay. And it muted every audio channel except for my microphone.
But why didn't you just like mute the game?
Because I can't. Because
You can't
the video's going through my Xbox.
You can't.
I can't mute my Xbox because the only thing that goes through is OBS as an audio channel in my volume mixer.
So you
Is
could,
there not an option to like
you
turn
can
down the thing?
yeah, isn't there a way you could mute it through OBS?
No, I can't. I
Or,
can mute it in the stream. I can't mute it in my ears.
Okay.
It'll be fun.
well, if you just turn down your Xbox.
It's because it's
I mean, well, your
pulling.
TV.
No, my TV is muted.
Oh,
It's fine. It's fine.
So can they hear me now?
Yes, they can hear you now. Yes,
Okay,
Discord is audioing properly.
Okay, so I'm just gonna start from the beginning.
Yeah, probably that would be advisable.
Okay,
Mhm.
so we're gonna talk about their prime arc, Nakona. The So long ago, the emperor made 20 children. One of them happened to be a daughter. And then they were all yeeted out into the different corners of the galaxy. In transit, Nakona experienced a mutation similar to Sanguinius, only instead of growing out angel wings, Nakona developed a lot of cat-like traits. You know, cat ears, eyes, claws, that kind of thing. And she landed on a planet called Satyr. Now, Satyr is a very interesting planet. They have a very broken record of human history. To supplement this, they decided to incorporate old Terran text from the Far East. I believe in the old Terran tongue, it is called anime. So
the concept to me of there just being a planet in 40K that just has like, all right, what do we have that survived the dark age of technology? I got all like 38 seasons of Pokemon. Perfect.
yeah, yeah.
I
No,
have a quick
it is
question.
a planet of weeaboos. It is undying anime. They believe anime is real. It it
Isn't
is great.
Catgirls a real thing in the 40K universe?
Well, yeah, they are, but like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
Felinids exist.
yeah, which we are going to get to that.
See.
But
Right.
so I want you guys to wonder. So Nakona crash landed on a random farm. So I want you guys to just imagine you're a planet who believes anime exists and a cat girl just dropped out of the sky. What would you do?
I freaked the fuck out.
I mean, that'd be vindication that everything I've ever believed is true.
Yeah, you'd kind of treat that as like the Messiah.
If they mention getting hit by a truck, then I know that isekai is real. And that also means that apparently I am now the planet that people get sent to, not the place people come from.
So, a bunch of farmers found Nakona and brought her to the village leader, Elizabeth uh, Agatita. I believe that's how you pronounce her name.
Mm-hmm.
And she decided to raise Nakona. Um, typical Primarch stuff. She was about a size of a large child by 3 weeks old, and then by a year old she was fully grown. This is also when Nakona kind of discovered a talent she had. She very much enjoyed cooking, specifically recreating a lot of the dishes shown in the anime that the satyr people enjoyed. So she was straight up recreating Studio Ghibli style food.
Was it Food Wars food?
Yeah, probably.
Probably, yeah. But also, now I'm just imagining the food when in Spirited Away when they first get to the festival ground, and that food looked amazing. Now I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten in a while. I should fix that soon. But that's a later problem.
But so yeah, also this is just a bit of a side and a bit of like semi-canon to this non-canon story. But Nick, and this has no explanation whatsoever. It's just a thing that happens. Nakona can do like a magical girl transformation, going from like normal human proportions to giant Primarch proportions.
Oh?
So she just like me for real?
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't that something you can do?
Yeah.
Also, that is absolutely something you should get an animation commission for.
Probably. But I kind of think of it like how All Might kind of goes through his two forms. Only Nakona doesn't have half her organs missing, and she can maintain it indefinitely.
Neat.
But yeah, that's just kind of like a side thing. But yeah, it turns out Satyr kind of has an aristocrat problem, and a lot of them kind of hoard the food. So a lot of people go starving. So Nakona, seeing the blight that has befallen the people, decided to take a page out of her brother Corvus's book and decided to stage a revolution.
If I had a nickel for every time a Primarch staged a revolution on their homeworld, I think I'd have like 10 nickels.
Yeah, it's either they get inducted into royalty or they just cause a revolution.
What happened with Vulcan?
Vulcan didn't. Vulcan, he just got raised by his adoptive blacksmith dad until a bunch of Dark Eldar showed up and he just was like, hey, you guys, I got a really big hammer right here and you guys look like a lot of nails.
Oh,
and he beat the brakes off of them. And then everybody realized, wait a minute, we're all a bunch of blacksmiths who hunt dragons. We can fight these guys.
Why? Yeah.
Which it's kind of weird that it took, the 8-foot tall man, or actually like 12-foot tall man that is Vulcan showing up to teach them that, wait, we can fight, but shoot, it worked.
Isn't Vulcan like larger than most Primarchs?
Yeah, like every other Primarch's like 10-foot tall and Vulcan's like 12.
Yeah.
Like the salamanders are huge.
Yeah.
And I remember we had a whole conversation about like a primary salamander in Saturn Night.
Yeah, Primaris. So, a firstborn Space Marine, real quick aside, a firstborn Space Marine in Saturnine Terminator armor is pushing the same size as a Primarch. A Primaris Space Marine in Saturnine armor would have to have custom retooled Saturnine armor that would make them just as tall as a Primarch. Literally just
And these are
equal in height.
salamanders.
Yeah.
From what I know, normal salamanders from like firstborn are as tall as like your average Primaris.
Yeah.
So cool.
Do the salamanders and the Space Maids get along?
Oh, they get along swimmingly.
Wicked.
Oh fuck yeah.
Well, Vulcan loves making Nakona new weapons and stuff. But where was I? Oh yeah. So yeah, Nakona proceeded to cause a revolution. Hold on, I'm actually double checking. Where this event happened.
They all wear French maids.
Yeah, no, she eventually conquered the planet to the point where she ended up becoming the leader, and everybody didn't go hungry. The next big event kind of happened around when Nakona's mother was, on her deathbed, and basically she asked Nakona if anybody were to come to you hungry, that you would feed them, and Nakona promised that to her mother.
Wait, Nakona had a mom?
Yeah.
That means Nakona was one of the, literally 2 Primarchs that got a mom.
Yeah, wasn't it like
the other Primarch?
Guilliman.
Yeah, Guilliman and Corvus.
Yeah, because Corvus got a sister.
Ah.
Corvus got a sister, and Guilliman got a mom.
I wish I got a mom.
Yeah,
I mean, technically they all got a mom, but Erda is the reason they all got cast among the stars, which either was the best thing to ever happen to them or just sealed their fate. I don't know. Anyways,
I feel like I feel like Mortarion would have preferred not to have been born at all.
Yeah, but Mortarion's just so depressed about existence.
Yeah.
To be fair, most of the Chaos Primarchs are depressed. And yes, Mortarion is Death Guard.
Yeah.
What about Fulgrim? Is he depressed?
No, not anymore.
I think he's too high on drugs to feel depression.
No, he was depressed for a bit because Ferris, because he had to behead Ferris. Then he was depressed for a bit because of Rylanor. But now he's just like, you know what? It's a new year. It's a new me. And I am choosing homicide. I cannot mansplain, man-whore my way out of this one, so it's time for manslaughter.
Neat.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Nakona's mother died, and then Nakona still, ruled the planet. Up until Big E finally came around. So Big E came back. Nakona was the first person to ever encounter him. And I'm going to say this quote. She stood up to the Emperor and said, "Who are you, Nine? Who are you, Baka, Nine?"
Okay, so where's a good picture of Big E? I feel like I need to illustrate the picture of who they just said that to.
I feel like Big Youre is getting like war flashbacks from before times.
So, open image, a new tab. So we're gonna use Tumblr for this because I actually kind of like this art. Nope, not house. That's the one. So, this is the man that just appeared. How did Big E show up? Might I ask?
I think like one of his ships just landed over the capital city.
Okay, so Big E definitely pulled the golden being down and just appearing as divine, even though don't worship me, guys. I promise I'm not a god, as I appear in a divine beam of light. The man's 12 foot tall. wearing full golden armor with a flaming sword and a giant power claw, flanked by the small man Malkador himself, who's also super cool.
No, I think that's God right there. I don't know what you're on about.
Doesn't
And
want you to God.
and Nakona just called him
Totally
Ibaka.
Yeah. Biggie's response to that? I like you, girl. You got moxie. How do you want to be the leader of the Second Legion?
I see.
Out of curiosity, does Biggie know what a
It's got,
baka
like,
is?
I kind of respect you for that.
Firehead, Biggie absolutely no. Oh, I found the art that everyone uses to show off Biggie. But also yes, Biggie absolutely knows what a baka is because Biggie is theoret. Can I get into what Biggie is for just a second?
Sure.
Biggie, this man right here. This is also a good piece of art to show what Biggie showed up like. Is a theoretically immortal being from the most ancient days of humanity, like who is also currently right now in real life actually alive and may or may not be shaman in a trench coat. Maybe.
He may be in Norfolk, England right now, dicking around fighting vampires with his 3 sons and grandson.
Possibly.
2 sons, son-in-law, and a grandson.
And definitely sat out World War II and every other conflict in human history, because even though Biggie could solve them in about 2 seconds, no. Humanity's gotta suffer.
What do you mean, kids? What? Vampires?
Look up Firehead. At some point we're going to watch Hunting the Parenting, which is just my headcanon Biggie dicking around in the 2nd millennia.
It's made by the same guy who made If Emperor Had a Text-to-Speech Device.
Yeah.
Which if you...
I recommend both series. They're both really good.
Oh, also, do you guys know that Biggie got a model recently?
No, I did
Does he
not.
really?
Yeah,
Can I
Biggie is getting a Emperor of Mankind 40K figure. Where is it?
Is this an action figure or an actual miniature?
It's like a vinyl figure of him sitting on the Golden Throne.
Oh,
Is this
neat.
pre-heresy Emperor or post-heresy?
Post-heresy. It is Skeleton Emperor.
I feel like I needed to specify.
I mean, there's already a pre-heresy Emperor thing out there, or from Joy Toy,
Yeah,
the toy brand, not the Cyberpunk
U2s.
thing.
Oh yeah,
YouTube.
that. I feel like I need to put that on top of an Alexa and use the exact same voice they use in text to speech.
Yeah, they are making a actual legitimate Emperor of Mankind figure.
They turned the Emperor into a chibi.
Yeah, they chibified Biggie, which if Alpha Buso is still making Emperor Had TTS, would absolutely be getting memed on, but that's not important.
I would still meme on it. Anyway, we're getting off. So yeah,
Yes.
the Emperor's like, yeah, I like your style, kid. How do you want to be the leader of the Second Legion? And Nakona was kind of hesitant at first until she remembered the promise she made to her mom. And she thought that, yes, while people on Satyr went hungry, there's still a large galaxy out there, and there are probably people hungry out there too. It probably helped that the Emperor mentioned, hey, you could customize the Legion however you want, and that's kind of what sold her on actually joining the Emperor. So I feel like at this point I could talk a little bit about the Space Maid Legion proper. Um. So again, we're kind of making a lot of concessions here because fan made stuff. Nakona's gene seed is unique in the fact that it can be implanted in both men and females.
So
Neat.
they're
Wait,
they're
what?
femboy space maids.
Well, there are femboy space maids, and they're just straight up female space marines or space maids.
Space Maids, Space Marines, same armor, different bullshit.
I
Yep. Yeah.
feel like
Technically
we need
different
to not
armor,
let
but
Apple find out about this. Because I feel like if Apple does, Apple is absolutely commissioning femboy space marines.
I feel like he hasn't he already done that?
No, I don't think.
I feel like that's a thing he would have already done.
I feel like I would have gone DM'd about that.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of the first thing. Nakona's gene seed can be implanted in both genders of human.
Nice.
I also need to mention that while on Saturn, Nakona kind of awakened to she's a little bit of a psyker. Um it mostly comes out in the food she cooks. When she cooks food, it kind of leave behind a little bit of psychic energy that whoever eats it kind of has a healing and rejuvenating effect on people whoever eats her food. Think of it like Pearl Jam from JoJo's.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a question about the Space Maids.
What?
I have a quick question about the Space Maids.
Yeah.
Do they get along with the Lamenters?
Yeah.
Cool.
So there are a few relationships I can get into. Nakona has a really good relationship with Sanguinius because they both have similar mutations. She likes hanging out with Magnus a lot because they're both nerds and they like talking about anime.
No. Wait, what?
Um, I kind of like that she kind of has a bit of a sibling rivalry with Lehman Russ. Um, because they get along as well as cats and dogs.
Oh yeah, that'd do it.
Yeah.
You'd think they get along though, considering the fact that Lehman Russ likes to eat food and Nakona likes to make food.
Yeah, but yeah, here is an image of Nakona standing between the lion and Fulgrim. Um so yeah. So during the Crusades, the Space Maids basically acted as a support team. Um Mostly
Like life.
I feel like it was mentioned that they were inspired by what Agron and the World Eaters were meant to be, because weren't they like meant to be a support team
So,
originally?
Engeron, his original Primarch ability was that he could, by simply putting his hand on your shoulder, he could suddenly not just perfectly understand the pain you're going through, be it physical or emotional or whatever kind of pain it is, but not just fully understand it and be able to like talk you through it and help you understand your pain, but also physically lighten the load, be it by reducing the amount of pain you felt from, say, like, oh my gosh, I just got my arm blown off, to I'm really kind of depressed because I just saw my best friend get gunned down by a slaver. Angron could literally put his hand on your shoulder and just, you're going to be okay. And you'd actually genuinely feel better. It's part of why Angron and the World Eaters are so tragic.
Yeah. So yeah, they're kind of the Space Maids are kind of filling that role a bit of just boosting morale. They do fight, but it's mostly just doing their typical tactics. I'm actually going to skip a bit and go into actually now wait till after the heresy, but during the crusade, Nikona fought. She helped out with the crusade. She helped out a bit too well. In the fact that she saw a lot of peaceful Xenos races and tried to help them out too, remembering the promise she made to her mother. Which, I mean, is a Primarch. Who's going to stop her?
I can name two people off the top of my head.
Yeah, this ended up going towards a head with an encounter with the Alpha Legion, because the Alpha Legion was basically doing an embargo with a planet to basically starve them of resources, and the Space Maids kind of screwed that up, which resulted in Alpharius and or Omegon basically going, "Dad, Nakona's screwing up my siege of a planet." And Biggie scolded Nakona and basically told her no more helping out Xenos races.
That's a surprisingly light response coming from Biggie.
I'm kind of convinced that Nakona's just daddy's little princess kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, fast forwarding to the heresy, it should not shock you that Nakona and Horus were very close to one another. So when Horus became War Master, he kind of put a bit of priority on the Space Maids in terms of resources and like new weaponry and stuff like that. This, however, did not have good intentions behind it, and this is kind of where we're getting into a bit of the grim darkness creeping in on this happy-go-lucky Legion. So as a result of this was all basically to curry favor with Nikona. As she was one of the Primarchs he tried to bring into the fold of, the heresy. This all came to a head on Isvan 3.
Ooh.
So Horus, in addition with all the other Primarchs, basically said, Nikona, I know you want to help out other Xenos races. Help us overthrow the Emperor, and you can help them out as much as you want. And as tempting as it was, Nikona refused.
That is the loyalist option.
Horus took exception to that. And so a large amount of the Space Maids were killed in the drop site massacre.
Raggy.
And horrified by this, Nikona basically warped out of there to like the furthest edge of the galaxy.
I don't blame her. I'd bounce too. Also, on the note of the drop site massacre, have you seen the battle map for the drop site massacre?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
It's so bad. I've got it pulled up right now. So, the drop site massacre was basically some of the loyalist legions had heard, hey, Horus is doing a traitorism, and he convinced some of our brothers to join him. Specifically, it's Horus and 3 other legions. So we're going to take about about 8 other legions, and we're going to go and counterattack. Unfortunately, 3 of said legions also were of other traitor legions, and as soon as they got to Istvan, the 3 that were traitor legions went and joined up with the other traitors, so it went from a 8v4 to a 7v5.
Yeah.
And all the loyalist forces were massacred. The Salamanders were here. They lost Vulcan. He got captured by Kurz. The Iron Hands were here. They just straight up lost their Primarch outright. Ferrus Manus died here. Every legion that was there was shattered and basically out of commission for the entire rest of the heresy. And this includes the Salamanders.
Yeah, it was not good.
It was very bad.
So Nakona had to basically wrestle with her feelings, but ultimately decide that she needed to warn the Emperor. So she made the trek back to Terra, trying to help out as much as she could along the way. But once she got back to Terra, it was too late. The Emperor was already on Horus's ship, and that whole thing was going down. And this kind of destroyed Nakona. She saw the royal palace in ruin. She saw the fighting. It was too much for her. And it finally sunk in that the galaxy is not a kind place. That in the grimdark universe, war never ends.
War will never change.
And that was ultimately when she decided, if this is the way the galaxy works, I'm going to change it. So, as a result, Nakona and her remaining space mates scoured the Imperial records, wiping their existence out of all of them, redacting everything as if they never existed, and decided to leave and become a renegade space legion.
Oh, they're renegade. They're a renegade chapter. I see.
They are a renegade chapter, yes. And like, for the most part, I think it's really cool. Up until like the very end. Because I think it gets very sappy, and I don't like how Biggie was at the end. I actually have a passage here from the Codex. I will have you read.
Okay.
Just so you understand, like, how uncharacteristically, like, the Emperor ended up.
Let me get a sip of water.
Yeah.
At last, broken and bleeding, the Emperor was carried to the Golden Throne, his body failing, yet his indomitable spirit refusing to yield. As he was laid upon the throne that would become both his salvation and his prison, his fading human eyes caught sight of a small pink bow, carefully placed upon the armrest. With trembling fingers, he closed his hand around it, holding it with a bitter-sweet blend of pride and sorrow. Though he would never know where his beloved daughter had gone, he found comfort in the simple token, a silent promise that she was safe, somewhere beyond his reach.
Yeah, that's a bit too sappy for my taste.
Yeah.
Like, it's sweet, but, like, it's not Biggie.
No, Biggie... I mean, on the one hand, does Biggie have moments where he seems to look at the Primarchs like his sons? Yeah. On the other hand, there's the entire way he treated Hangron.
Yeah.
There's the fact that on multiple instances he referred to them as nothing more than tools. I mean, literally, That's one of the biggest things that Gilman heard from the Emperor when he first talked to him again on Terra after he woke back up from his power nap was he got psychically sandblasted, and one of the biggest things that kept popping up was "you are a tool," and not necessarily as an insult for once, but more as like you are literally like you're about as worthwhile to me as a hammer.
Yeah.
And he said that to Gilliman, who is one of his most loyal sons.
And admittedly, it's probably one of the more nicer ones too. Like I know it's a common theory of like what would happen if Gilliman got to Agron first.
Oh God, if Gilliman had gone there first, like Gilliman would have.
He would have helped them in the rebellion.
Oh yeah.
And
At
like
the very
Agron,
least, New Saria would have been overthrown, would have been completely revolutionized by way of like economic reform.
oh yeah, but like no, I think Gilliman would have just let Agron do his thing and either win or die with his fellow warriors, which that's what all he wants. That's all Agron ever wants.
Yeah. I mean, heck,
Now,
that's what he even wants now. He just wants to die.
Yeah, just
live forever.
yeah. Um, but yeah, the Space Maids are a renegade chapter, though they do lean more loyalist. They just help out whatever race needs assistance indiscriminately, as long as they're peaceful. I'm pretty sure they're not going to be helping out Chaos anytime soon, or the Tyranids.
Or the Dark Eldar.
Oh, definitely not the Dark Eldar. But so you might be wondering how how a renegade chapter actually is able to secure resources and stuff like that. Well,
Is
the
he-
result. Oh yeah.
Is the answer crime?
No, actually.
Oh shit!
The Space Mates actually have a close relationship with a series of obscure Forge worlds. Um, they are a splinter sect of the cult Mechanicum, called basically following the dark doctrine of radiant presentation. Basically, this sect believes in form and function um, existing in harmony, and they see the Space Maids' war gear to be the Omnissiah's more playful side.
Wait, what?
Playful tech priests?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
It really do be just the evil Mechanicus be like, workers require, 8 hours of rest every night and proper PPE in order to maintain efficiency.
yeah.
The Dark
uh,
Mechanicus we want but don't get.
yeah. They're so yeah, there's a few Forge worlds that decide like, yeah, we'll follow the Space Maids. We'll give them the gear, the resources. I'm pretty sure like they still have a base in Satyr for like recruitment.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't much in here about like recruitment and initiation. The most we get are a small company called the Scone Scouts, which are where all the initiates, kind of start out. I think of it like as if you were just joining a kitchen as a chef. You're kind of the errand boy in the beginning. You're doing a lot of the prep work, and then you gradually work your way up into properly cooking.
I've never worked in a kitchen before, but that seems like about how it would go.
Yeah. Um, I should also mention that yeah, similar to the Space Wolves, Space Maids kind of go through a similar mutation. They will develop cat-like characteristics, ears, tail. They'll grow patches of fur, weird eyes, claws, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
As
Go
for their
on.
tactics, basically, Space Maids battles happen in 3 stages. First, you have the first course, which is ultimately where the housekeepers, or the in terms of actual Space Marines, the assault team, basically come in and clear out everything, basically doing the prep work, rounding up allies while also basically creating a protected perimeter around the place. Once that's done, they go into rush hour, where the servers, or the tactical team, basically go about actually serving and caring for the the customers, the civilians and the combatants allies they are on. If there are allies in the midst of battle, there are base mates that will provide hot beverages and battle treats to keep up morale. And then once everybody is satisfied, they go into closing hours, where they just kind of clean everything up. They kill the last of anybody who's left, and then collect any belongings and gears and treat that as payment before going out into the stars, into the void, to their next customers. A part of key instrument to this are their specialized drop pods, which I have an image of right here.
And there is text on this.
Yeah.
Let me.
I mean, you can kind of ignore that, but you can kind of see how the drop pods work.
They have. Okay, real quick permission to nerd out about this.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the standard Space Marine drop pod, in the middle would be just like the area where most of the Marines stand, and there'd be a twin heavy bolter turret strapped to the roof.
Yeah.
What they have done instead is they have replaced the main area with, granted, some cooking equipment. Makes sense.
Yeah.
They are using smoke grenade canisters to deploy tables,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is such a neat way of doing it. I'm a sucker for smoke grenade canisters. I just think on vehicles, I think they're neat. Those things are also like the size of a human being. Do
So
they have
yeah,
special ones to deploy with um umbrellas?
I would assume they would.
I would assume they would too.
Like, but like probably on like a desert planet or something.
Yeah, that or it's like they reload them specifically for the time of day and the planet they're going to. Like, hey, we're going to this planet that is specifically like really rainy right now. Load in the special covered ones.
Yeah. But like this is kind of what they do. They kind of set up a dining area for everybody to rest and relax, while also creating a perimeter defending everybody.
That is super neat.
Mhm.
I love
That
this.
is really.
They do have a few other like specialized gear as well. There's the Blessed Book of Recipes, which is like the Adeptus Astartes, only not horrible, and like half of it is a cookbook. Like, and I'm just thinking of this funny thing of like maybe Rogel Dorn would have been more receptive to the Codex Astartes if Gilliman decided that it would come with a free copy of Uno.
Okay, Dorn would have been more receptive to the Codex Astartes if it excused the fact that Dorn sleep. If it also, gave in mandatory rules about the fact that Dorn sleeps with a blanket every night. Which, by the way, is one of the reasons why Dorn is one of my favorite Primarchs. Because Dorn literally sleeps with a blanket every night.
Yeah, it was given to him by his grandfather, right?
Yes, it is his grandfather's cloak, and he just sleeps with it every night because it brings him comfort, and that's
so adorable.
I relate to that heavily, considering the fact that I've literally ship of Theseus to blanket, but that's for another time. Hello, Apple.
Hello.
Apple, there's Space Maids femboys.
What happened?
I'm talking about the Space Maids.
Oh my.
I'd scoot you closer, Apple.
But yeah, they have the Blessed Book of Recipes. They have Power Paws, which are basically just power fists. They have Power Utensils, which are just giant forks and knives that are, power swords.
Are you telling me they can kill someone with a giant fucking spoon?
Yes.
Yeah, and we will get to that.
My spoon is too big.
They have the comically large spoon weapon from Payday 2.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
They do have, your standard Space Marine loadout with a few modifications. For instance, instead of an apothecary or addition to an apothecary, they have something called the apothetailor. Also, I just realized I've been posting stuff in announcements this whole time.
It's fine.
Yeah, anyway.
It's related.
The apothetailor. Not the hospitaler.
Like, the what?
So, permission to be a pedantic son of a gun.
Yeah.
So, So, I know exactly where they got the name the Hospitaler. I know exactly where, which, don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful pun.
Mm-hmm.
The Hospitaler is a Sisters of Battle unit. Which, on the one hand, which, for the record, I am aware that this is a Space Marine chapter that is comprised of primarily women. So it would make sense that some of their naming conventions would have overlap with the Sisters of Battle, especially since, again, it's a beautiful pun.
Mm-hmm.
But I live for pedantry. However, this art is also amazing.
Yeah, so they kind of function, I think, in addition with the apothecary in that they specialize in clothing. And so you've all been to anime conventions, right?
No.
I actually haven't yet.
It's been a while. I have.
So there's a thing called cosplay, the Cosplay Hospital. Which is
I've heard of it.
Yeah, which is basically just a section where if anybody's cosplay gets damaged in any way, they can go there and get it repaired. And that's what I think of this. And I know people can make, like, actual Space Marine power armor if, like, anybody ran one of those cosplay hospitals, they need to show up looking like this.
That would be pretty cool to see.
But they mostly specialize in armor repair, specifically the battle dresses the Space Maids use.
Look like what?
Then we also have the supervisors, which are just basically their chaplains. Here's the image of the supervisor. This, like most chaplains, it's the most badass design of all of them.
Where is the image?
It is in DMs, so I have it pulled up on the stream right now.
Yeah. So look how cool this guy is.
I do
Shit,
like how it is a giant spoon.
He
I
is dripped out.
I also like how the power pack, the vents on it are giant bells. I just
Yeah.
noticed that, but that is awesome.
Yeah. They do have dreadnoughts. However, they are called bake knots.
Bake nuts.
I'm yeah,
But do they have them?
yeah.
Do they bake cookies?
Oh, you will
I would
see.
sure hope they do.
This is a Leviathan Contemptor Oven Dreadnought.
Hey, they meant
Oven.
this is one of the heresy pattern dreadnoughts. And it literally has
can.
2 giant ovens on the side of it.
That's fucking awesome. It has a little chef hat.
Yeah. I
Okay.
believe this.
Oh,
Yeah,
you go.
you go.
So, I'd like to point out that chef hat is not little. That chef's hat is probably about, like, 4 foot tall.
Yeah.
That's probably like toasty size.
Hey, I'm not that short.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that is Agatha Persephion, the head patissier of the Space Maids.
Nice.
Which,
Wait, is their Primarch still alive?
assumedly, yes.
Assumedly. Oh no.
There goes Apple.
It's not like the salamanders, is it?
No. I think she's still around. They are a renegade Space Marine chapter, so who knows?
A roving
like,
extra Primarch would be certainly an addition to 40k.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we currently have Gilliman, and we have the Lion. The Corvus is alive, but a mutated crow monster in the war. Vulcan, we're still waiting on the respawn timer. Khan is somewhere going fast. So, like, they're out there. Probably.
Waiting.
Yes. Lehman's out there planning his revenge for what Magnus did to one of his hearts.
Oh yeah, no, he's gonna be back when at the greatest battle.
But
Are we Russians told that because it's the Primarch?
But I think before I move on to the next thing, I need to mention one of the weapons listed here is a microwave hand cannon, which is just a modified melta but for cooking.
I don't think that's how a Melta functions. I think Melta is like basically throw like superheated plasma at people, but you could technically make it a microwave cannon. Also, hello, Windex.
Insert gift of the laser microwave.
Fuck you, macrowave. Here, let me find that now.
But yeah, I feel like me talking about the Dreadnought is enough for me to go into more named characters now. Because there are a few. Like I said, I mentioned Agatha, but let's go with the chapter master of the Space Maids, Niana Feladine. Niana Feladine. I need to sound out these words.
It's okay. That's a lot of 40k names.
Yeah. But she is adorable.
I like the power axe. That is... No, that is... I thought for a second that was a, one of the, what are they called? Custodes, axes, but it doesn't have the bolter on it.
Oh, that's why they're called power paws.
Yeah, they're just
paws.
modified Yeah, they're just modified
But I didn't
power
see
fists.
it. I thought they were just like a funny name.
Yeah, no, they're just modified power fists. But yes, Nyana is the chapter master. She has the title
Gotta
of Bake
back that up.
Mother. And she
Bake
was
Mother?
Yeah, that's her title of the Bake Mother.
I thought you said Big Mother.
Yeah. She was basically Nakona's counterweight. Basically, when Nakona got a bit too hot-headed, she was like the anchoring force for her. Basically, also having the title of Nakona's right paw.
Nice.
Yeah.
Fun.
She does care very much for her for the onions. She's very big on food and battle rations. Basically, a quote here basically saying, "For if the troops must march on it, it better be seasoned."
Good. A space marine that appreciates good food and seasoning.
Yeah.
Love to hear it.
Fun.
Funny you mentioned the power ass because the power ass does have a name called Whisker Cleaver. Whisker Cleave.
Nice.
And it also says here that to disappoint the baked mama will not result in her being furious, but with a sigh and the dreaded phrase, "I am not angry, dear, just disappointed,"
Oh god.
which is the most brutal punishment any space maid could ever experience.
Dear God.
I need to get I actually have to screenshot this from the codex. But the other named character is let me get my images. One I didn't get, but this is grandmother Persifica. Wait, hold on. Things got screwed up. Look at her. She's just a little old lady.
Let me pull it up. Neat.
Yes, she is also a dreadnought, and she does care very much for their guardsman regiment, which I'm going to get to later. If things agree with me, but yeah, she cares very much for the what do they call it? And whatever, but like you kind of get it. She is very much she's like a salamander in that she cares for their guardsmen, and as you can see, a lot of them are the cat people. She's a crazy cat lady.
Dear God.
So unfortunately, I got some cleaning I gotta do around the house today that I was not aware I was going to have to do, so I'm going to have to cut this short for now.
Aw.
God damn, I wanted to hear more lore.
I mean, I can well,
Nah, we can end it here.
I really do apologize. We'll have to finish this soon because I want to hear about more of this.
Yeah, I'm
Really cool.
I actually forgot about something, but yeah.
Because all of these minis look. Also, I just realized that the Dreadnought, the last one you posted, has what are essentially hair curls around the helmet, and I think that's really neat. I think
Those
that's
are probably canon.
Neat.
Those look like gun barrels actually looking at them.
I think they might be turret mounts. I can't remember for certain on that particular model of Dreadnought, because that's a modified Contemptor Dreadnought.
Yeah.
Can't remember. Or not. Yeah, it is a Contemptor. It's a Relic Contemptor Dreadnought.
But yeah, next time we'll talk about my favorite named character, the one position I missed, and their successor chapters.
Nice.
Because yes, there are successors.
We will also have to talk about their the Chaos chapter's special flavor of Chaos Mutation.
There isn't a lot on the Chaos chapters.
Ah, shame.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But
I will talk about. I will touch on them a little bit.
Nice. Also, you have to tell me the rules, dang it.
I will just once we're done, I'll just send you the PNG for it.
Yes, but I also I need to explain to you why, because don't get me wrong. Actually, that would give me time to read up on the rules, and then I could explain them.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy you're enjoying this.
Oh, this is super interesting. I want to learn more. I like their specific kit because it's definitely out of the Space Marine standard.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm wondering what their dresses are made of.
Hold on. If I
It wouldn't
believe
be
it is mentioned in here.
Is it like a
Does it
ceramite beef?
Please see real quick.
Was it fired?
Did you look in VC real quick?
Yes, I'm looking in VC.
Neat.
Nice bayonet.
Thanks, man.
And I'm gonna have to get back to you on that.
All right.
Have everyone have a Merry Christmas.
Yes,
everyone have a Merry Christmas, and you guys make sure to take it easy and get some good food tonight and tomorrow. And I hope you guys get all the things that you're looking for underneath your Christmas tree. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and thank you guys so much for being you. Have a good one, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.